What quote has always stuck with you? Now that I know better, I do better. Reminds me of, willing is not enough, you must do. Knowing is not enough, you must apply. If you're not enough without it, you'll never be enough with it. John Candy in Cool Runnings. I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was. Now what I'm with isn't it anymore, and what's it seems weird and scary. It'll happen to you. Grandpa Simpson. Feel the rhythm. Feel the rhyme. Get on up, it's bobsled time. Cool Runnings. Songcar Coffee got me through some dark times. My dad always told me if you don't do it right the first time, someone else is going to have to do it. Mainly implied to me cleaning around the house as a teenager. I think about it at my jobs a lot now in my mid-20s. Fault is the easiest thing to find. How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard. Winnie the Pooh. They say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. Same Bear Edit. Wow. My first gold. I've always wondered what it feels like, thank you. Edit 2, typo. If you live to be 100, I want to live to be 100 minus a day so I never have to live without you. Winnie the Pooh that always made me tear up as a kid even though I didn't really have a proper concept of death. And I urge you to please notice when you are happy, and exclaim or murmur or think at some point, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. Kurt Vonnegut. My friend often says out loud that she's having a good time, or that she was having a good time. I catch myself saying it out loud more and more. Checking your happiness box really makes you appreciate that you are in fact having a good time. I was a victim of a series of accidents, as are we all. Kurt Vonnegut, The Sirens of Titan. A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. Reminds me of a ship is safe at dock, but that is not what it's built for. Edit, sleep deprivation's a bitch. The quote is, a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. John Augustus Shedd. Find yourself a tragedy, slowly lose your sanity. A clear conscience is a good pillow, my maternal grandmother. Love like nobody's looking, dance like you've never been hurt, and fuck like you don't need the money, my drunk me mam circa 1992. If you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. Or something like that. If you were waiting for the opportune moment, that was it. Captain Jack Sparrow. I am making rapid progress in the art of using many words to say nothing at all. Otto von Bismarck, Iron Chancellor. Worrying is like a rocking chair, it gives you something to do but doesn't get you anywhere. Someone who has their shit together. For those who may be wondering, I'm not sure if the quote is originally from Van Wilder, but that's where I heard it from. After Frodo says I wish it need not have happened in my time, referring to Sauron gaining power, Gandalf responds so do I, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us. Gandalf. That's my homeboy right there. I like his rebuke to Frodo, deserves death. I dare say he does. Many that live deserve death. And some that die deserve life. Can you give it to them? Then do not be too eager to deal out death in judgment. For even the very wise cannot see all ends. I have not much hope that Gollum can be cured before he dies, but there is a chance of it. What is the most important step a man can take? Not the first, but the next one. Always the next one. I also love sometimes a hypocrite is nothing more than a man in the process of changing. I will take responsibility for what I have done. If I must fall, I will rise each time a better man. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, the second best time is now. They've promised that dreams can come true, but forgot to mention that nightmares are dreams, too. Oscar Wilde. Oscar has so many. My fad was always we are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking up at the stars. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. JFK. Do. Or do not. There is no try, Yoda. My grandmother used to say enough is as much as a feast. I hated it when I was a kid, but grew to appreciate it. My boyfriend often compares himself to his peers and feels inadequate. Whenever we're having a beautiful moment with our bazillion children, I ask him, what do you think the rich people are doing? It puts things into perspective so well, because there's plenty of moments we're richer than kings. Ah yes, the past can hurt. But the way I see it, you can either run from it, or learn from it. The Lion King original. When they didn't include it in the live action, I was devastated. Seriously. As a grown woman, I almost said out loud in the theater, they skip the stick scene. This was the most important line in the entire point of the movie for me. When they cut the scene in the remake, I almost walked out. They may forget what you said, but they will never forget how you made them feel. People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. That's the full quote I learned, however cannot seem to remember from where. Your past doesn't define you, it just gives you the starting point of who you're going to be. Agent Carolina. Doesn't really have much real-life application, but I love this one. There are so many stories where some brave hero decides to give their life to save the day, and because of their sacrifice, the good guys win, the survivors all cheer, and everybody lives happily ever after. But the hero never gets to see that ending. They'll never know if their sacrifice actually made any difference. They'll never know if the day was really saved. In the end, they just have to have faith. Ain't that a bitch? Church. If you don't say goodbye, then you aren't really gone. You just aren't here right now. She was 1 in a million, so there's 5 more just in New South Wales. From a song, edit. Since this has blown up a bit, song is Up Against the Wall by the Whitlams. Emo, not one of their better songs at all. Fall for You, Melbourne, Blow Up the Pokies and No Aphrodisiac are their best ones. Melbourne has another classic line that takes a really realistic approach to romance. If I had 3 lives, I'd marry her in 2. Reminds me of Tim Minchin. Your love is 1 in a million. You couldn't buy it at any price, but of the 9,999,000 other possible loves, statistically, some of them would be equally nice. Now that lockout laws have been lifted, hopefully we'll meet her. The days are long, but the years are short. Not sure who said it, toe, grimacing face. They. You could be the most delicious, juicy peach in the world, but there will always be people who fucking hate peaches. Where is this from? I've heard it somewhere. Comparison is the thief of joy. It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. Captain Picard. Wow. Just got out of a relationship where I was the best person I'd ever been. Wore my heart on my sleeve without fear and still got heartbroken. Was feeling like I'd go back to my old self and never do it again, but I think I'll just keep this quote with me. Smile. Jean-Luc Picard is honestly the most well-written protagonist of any running TV series for this exact reason. There's one episode in particular called The Drumhead that so perfectly encapsulates his moral and philosophical reasoning. It's not an exciting or action-packed episode, but it is a clandestine display of thought-provoking philosophy, absolutely worth the watch. 15/10. Life is just a race against time, so have a good time. I'm gonna finish before time, so time already lost. Edit. Guys, I'm not immortal, the universe will outlive me. I'm cool with that, but the offers of support are dope, that's what I like to see. A co-worker told me a while back, what do you call the doctor that graduated at the bottom of his class? Answer, doctor. I work in a pharmacy. I encounter this doctor's prescriptions every day. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. That's a problem for future me. Boy, am I glad I'm not him. Is this from Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Sounds like something Jake Peralta would say. Nobody cares how much you know until they know how much you care. Theodore Roosevelt. CGP Gray's video a few weeks ago, even just decelerating the negative is a positive. When someone shows you who they are, believe them, Maya Angelou. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Fee. It's never too late to be who you might have been, George Eliot. No man is ever just one thing, from the book series called The Alchemist that I read about 6 to 7 years ago. It's simple, sure, but it's definitely helped me try out different things in life and go down paths I never thought I would. Never let only one thing define you. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.